Hey everybody, my name is John Wright. I'm the Director of Public Relations for Hardin County Schools. We want to thank you all for joining us for this YouTube Live, and we're also streaming on HCEC-TV. It'll be available on YouTube and also on HCEC-TV for later broadcast as we go forward. But this has kind of been somewhat of a tradition for us. We get together and we answer your questions about the start of the school year. It can bring some nervous stomachs, as everybody knows, especially if you have a student who is a young student, maybe transitioning into kindergarten, or maybe going on from 5th to 6th grade, or maybe from 8th to 9th grade, or maybe a senior getting ready to graduate. But anyway, either way, we wanted to answer your questions, and of course, as we go through what are some tumultuous times out in the world with the pandemic and us bouncing back from the pandemic and the resurgence of the Delta variant, a lot of questions that we have. I'll tell you that we had 57 questions that were asked of us. 55 of them were about masks. So we're going to answer that question at the outset here, and we're going to turn to Mrs. Morgan to share that information with us. First, let me introduce everybody. I guess that would be the right thing to do and hospitable thing to do, right? So to my right is Jill Monday. She is from our preschool office, and thank you, Jill. She is sitting in for Carlina Sharon today. Also with us is Josie Crew from our Child Nutrition Office. She's our Director of Child Nutrition. Of course, Hardin County Schools Superintendent Terry Morgan. Next to her is Janae Sutton. She is our Director of Health and Family Resource Services. And she may know the guy next to her, and that is Greg Sutton. He is our Chief Academic Officer. They are not twins, even though they're dressed like it, twins today. That's an inside joke we've been talking about. So let's get into the masks. And Mrs. Morgan, can you share with us how we're going to do masks this year, or what we're going to do about masks?
Absolutely. So what I am telling you today is for July 30th, 2021. We will continue to follow guidance, but as of this date, masks will not be required inside the school buildings, but they are recommended. Again, with the CDC guidelines, the masks are recommended. So what we are going to ask is everyone is to be respectful of each person's choice to wear a mask or to not wear a mask. And that is the way we are going to start the school year as of July 30th. The second part of this is the mandate to wear masks on the bus. So we are going to have students and the drivers to wear masks on the bus each and every day until we receive different guidance on that. So while masks will not be required inside the school building, masks are going to be required on the bus. Why? We cannot do any social distancing on the bus with the 3-foot recommended distancing like we can do in most of our classrooms within the school. So for all of you who have emailed, who have called, thank you for being respectful in the way you shared your thoughts and opinions on that. But we are going to follow the guidelines, and we are going to recommend, again, that students do wear masks. And that everyone be respectful of each person's choice. And then on the bus, we will mandate that students and the drivers also wear masks on the bus.
So to repeat, their masks are encouraged, not required. They are required on school buses. Is that right,
yes,
Mrs.
sir.
Morgan? All right, good deal. So we've got masks out of the way. So the next question, obviously, that comes with that is social distancing and quarantines and stuff like that. Mrs. Sutton, do you want to talk about our approach to contact tracing and things like that? So
absolutely. As we did last year, we worked to minimize any spread of the virus within our buildings with extensive cleaning, hand washing, lots of other things that should just naturally be occurring within our schools, within our homes as normal. In regards to contact tracing, we will continue to do so for those individuals who are not vaccinated. If you are fully vaccinated, which means 14 days past your last dose, we have the Janssen, which is a single dose, and the Pfizer and the Moderna, which is a 2-dose. If you are 14 days past that and fully vaccinated, you will not be identified as an individual that needs to be in quarantine.
Okay, and as we're taping this on July 30, and just to repeat, as Mrs. Morgan shared, this information that we're sharing with you is as of July 30 at 12:08 p.m. Could it change tomorrow? Absolutely. Could it change this afternoon? Absolutely. Could it change by the time school starts? Absolutely. So just know that the information that even if you're watching this at a later date, this information is as of July the 30th at 12:08 p.m. because as we all know with the pandemic, every day is a new day. So, last thing we may say more, but there's a vaccination clinic, right, Mrs. Sutton?
Absolutely. We're super excited. Our partners at Cumberland Family Medical will be at 65 W.A. Jenkins Road. That is the location of our central office, board office. It is a drive-through clinic. There is no appointment required. It will be this Monday, so set your calendars and set your alerts if you would like to come by to get your first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. That's Cumberland Family Medical, beginning at 1 p.m., and we are extending the hours to 6 p.m. For all individuals who would like to come and do a drive-through for the Pfizer vaccine and get their dose 1. We're super excited.
And there's other questions about, are children required to have a vaccine? Again, the answer to that is no. We can't require anyone to have a vaccine.
At this time, that has not been identified as a required vaccine, but it is highly encouraged. Once again, if your students or your staff members are vaccinated, one, it is good for your body system. What the research is showing, you might still contract some symptoms if you do contract the COVID virus, but the symptoms are minimal. And additionally, you will not be placed in quarantine if you are identified as a direct contact. So we do encourage that vaccine, but it is a personal choice for each individual.
All right.
All right. I think the other thing we want to add to that is Baptist Hardin has reached out to us, our local health department, and even our primary care physicians here in Hardin County are strongly recommending that everyone who is over the age of 12 or older do receive the vaccine because of what we are seeing in the community spread at this time. So all the medical professionals, the doctors in our area are encouraging everyone to receive the vaccine.
And to that, when your child is being, if you're going in and having your summer physical done, you can ask your physician if your child is 12 or older to go ahead and administer that vaccination. If you work through our school nurses and school nurse practitioners, they too on site will have the vaccination available if that is a choice that you decide for your child.
Awesome. Any other things we need to say about the pandemic?
The only other thing I would add is that clinic is not just for school-aged children. Parents, if you bring your children, you may also receive the vaccine. It is not limited to school-aged children. It is for everybody in the community. It is a community vaccination clinic, and
awesome.
Again on August the 2nd.
Awesome. And now, and we'll talk about important big stuff like preschool and lunches and all that stuff here in just a second. But East Hardin, let's just talk to those parents for just a minute. You sent out a one call yesterday.
Yes. We have unfortunately been notified that there is a delay with the electrical work, which delays the fire alarms and all of that. So we have not received certificate to occupy East Hardin Middle School. We are very disappointed in that. We were told as early as Tuesday of this week that we could expect to be able to occupy the building. As of a meeting yesterday, we have been told it will not be ready on August the 12th. So our board has approved for us to begin East Hardin Middle School only on virtual school. We do not anticipate this being very long. However, I don't want to give you a specific date because much like we anticipated being ready on Tuesday and having occupancy, that date has now changed. So we will begin with the virtual option. Ms. Nickel will be contacting families about picking up a Chromebook or a hotspot if that is needed in your home. And again, we don't anticipate this being for an extended period of time. The teachers and administrators are working incredibly hard to make sure that the students receive meaningful instruction. The first couple of days they'll be going over the expectations of the school, of the classrooms, and to meet those teachers. It is important to note that East Hardin Middle School is still going to have an in-person open house outside. So parents, please be looking for that communication from the building administrators, Ms. Nichols, to tell you when to come at your selected time. We want those kids to come and see the outside of the building, and also, most importantly, to meet the teachers who are going to be in front of them for the rest of the school year. So just take that opportunity to go out and share in that excitement.
Awesome. All right, good deal. Now we can talk about big things like preschool, Miss Monday. There is a question about when preschool starts, and I want to ask you too, what do I need to do to get my child in preschool? And is it too late to get into preschool?
Okay. It is not too late to get into preschool. The first day to answer that question is August 23rd, so we do start a few days after the big kids, as we call them, K through 12. In order to qualify, that would depend on the child's age. We look at what age the child is on August 1. So if your child is 4 on August 1, there are 2 ways to qualify, either based on the family's income, and we look at 160% of poverty level or below, or by a developmental screening process. And then all 3-year-olds, defined as 3 on August 1, qualify through that screening process as well.
Awesome. So not too late. I can call
Not too
preschool
late.
today and set up that appointment, right?
We take applications and we qualify children year-round, and children begin year-round.
Right, and as Ms. Sharon has shared, it's never too late to get
Never
into
too
preschool.
late. No.
Never. So
Never too late.
I can do it in May.
Yes, you can.
All right. I may wait and do that. No,
Well,
I'm just joking. So, and also we got to feed these children, Ms. Crew, and but there is an important deal with everybody gets a free lunch this year. At all schools, even non-CEP schools.
Correct.
But we are asking parents to still share some information with us. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. So our USDA waiver has been extended to the 21-22 school year. That says that we can still provide free meals, lunch and breakfast, to students. So we will continue that for this next school year. But we still would like for those parents to fill out the free and reduced application. And if they are a CEP school, they will be asked to fill out another form, which is like the free and reduced application.
And it's green.
It's green.
Yeah.
It's a different color. And that is available online now. So you can do both forms online. If you have one student in a traditional school, fill out the free and reduced app, and then one student in a CEP school, you can fill out that CEP application.
And we just announced recently on social media that there is a new way to pay for lunches, and so people are asking, well, if I'm getting a free lunch, why do I have to have money in that account? To talk to us about why it's still important to put money in that student account.
It is. So, you know, we are extended through this next school year for lunches at no charge, but it's still nice to have money on that account. That has actually been changed. Our software has changed over, but all of that money has rolled over into their new accounts.
Right.
It's changed where they've had to go to fill out that account information, which has been updated on our Hardin County Schools website. So if you go there, you'll still be taken to the same site where you can sign up. But yes, it's important to have those accounts loaded and ready to go.
I may want to buy 4 milks in one day, right?
You might, because a la carte items will still be charged.
Right.
So if you have a very hungry student that wants more than one meal, you know, you might want to have a little extra in their account.
All right, good
Yeah.
deal. And
I really want to touch upon, we really need our families to fill out those applications. While you receive a free and reduced lunch, we also have our family resource centers that depend on that funding, actually, for us to be able to have our family resource centers. Our schools, our Title I schools, receive a lot of extra financial assistance based on those numbers. So it is really important. I know it's great that everyone's receiving a free breakfast and lunch. We want that to continue throughout this year, but we really need that information sent so that we can fully fund our other services that we offer in Hardin County.
So the non-CEP schools all are high schools: Central Hardin, John Hardin, North Hardin, East Hardin Middle, Rineyville Elementary, and Lincoln Trail Elementary.
Correct.
So you will be receiving a green form, or you can do it online, that you need to fill out. Everybody else, we want you to fill out that free reduced lunch application.
Yes, please do.
Because there's a lot of data that we get off of that, a lot of funding comes from that data, and ultimately it helps our students. So if you could help us in that, we would certainly appreciate that. Mr. Sutton, we have to teach them since they're coming back to school. I imagine you're looking forward to a year that everybody is back in the classroom.
We're excited. You know, teachers are excited. We've had some great professional development going on the past few weeks. and our teachers have been working together at the administrative leadership retreat. Our principals are working together, sharing ideas. Our instructional focus is well aligned this year, and we're ready to get back to engaging students. And with the 3-foot distancing, we still can get students in small groups with instruction. Obviously, they'll be keeping seating charts for that in case a kid has to be quarantined that's not vaccinated. But we're excited about getting back to the instructional side and focus on student growth. And I know that's going to happen this year. We have a new iReady diagnostic we're going to be implementing here at the beginning of the year. So I'm excited to see kids the first day of school, and I'll be very happy the day I can get back to high-fiving kids. That's what I want to be able to do. I've kind of missed that the past few years, so when I can do that again, it's going to be a good day.
That's exactly right.
I'm
So
proud of our principals.
Yeah,
and our teachers.
talk about the work, the instructional work that's going on through the summer, because we had to make a transition from A/B schedules to virtual to back to in-person. You know, that our teachers have gone through a lot, Greg.
Well, the biggest thing was our destination acceleration. You know, we went from coming back the last 5 weeks of school last year, full, you know, going back, everybody back in person, to how can we service our kids that need that additional support they didn't get last school year. We serviced over 2,000 students in our destination acceleration. We have many kids that were, you know, improving credits, grade recovery. They've got them back on track. We're able to pick up on some of those skills they were deficit in. So that was the largest group we've ever had in my 5 years here doing this position. And that's a credit to our teachers. Our teachers were working this summer. When you went to build it, credit to our bus drivers. They were picking up kids and getting them to the facilities for us. And it was some of the best money that we spent leading into this transition into back to full speed. So I can't thank our bus drivers enough. I should be saying thank you to Josie, our food service. They provided lunches for our kids there, Destination Acceleration. You're talking about 23 facilities that we did this year. That was every facility that was bringing kids in the building. So the impact that we're going to see, and maybe some of the skills that weren't lost by getting and keeping them in the building, keeping them active, that's the most important thing. Our attendance was good, and but shout out to our teachers as well. Teachers, if you're listening, thank you for working Destination Acceleration, our summer school this year. And I know you're all excited. We're excited, and I appreciate our new directors, Kristen Swords at the middle school, Tanya Quarter. We had some great meetings last week with the principals at the ALM retreat. Very focused, very intentional about what we're doing, and it's gonna be a great year. It is. So, thank you for asking.
Yeah, and
Go ahead,
I
Ms.
just
Ward.
want to say we really need to give credit to all of our Hardin County school folks
Yeah.
because they have worked incredibly hard. Our teachers, I know a lot of people joke, oh, they get the summer off. Our teachers, if you go past the parking lots right now, you're going to see teachers in their classrooms getting it ready, setting it up. For East Hardin teachers, they are preparing those online instruction lessons right now. It is just a credit to their hard work and determination to make this entire situation successful. So a shout out to them. And again, our bus drivers, our child nutrition workers, our building and ground folks who have moved furniture out, moved it in, and now they're going, do we need to move out? So there is a lot of work behind the scenes that people don't see. So, and the level of excitement, even our central office, we always send people out the first day of school to assist, and they are so excited to be able to go and see kids. And while we can't high five with this, we can certainly fist bump and we can certainly smile at the students. So really excited about that.
And talking about transportation, Greg mentioned buses. So our bus routing information that's on our website, you'll find that under Quick Links. That is still being developed. Routes are still being developed. Mr. Quarter tells me that could be available by the beginning of this week or beginning of this upcoming week, but it will certainly be available before the few days ahead of school starting. So check that often. That's the bus routing information link on our website. Not only is that information, there's a link to the bus router, but there's also an instructional video that tells you how to find what bus your child will be riding home and what child will be picking your child up, what bus will be picking your child up in the morning. So just go to our website to find that information.
The other thing we really need from parents is please update If you have
Yes.
moved or your child care is different, we need you to update. So you may have told a teacher at the end of the year, we're going to be moving, but we need you to make a real effort to get into the building to talk to those principals. Our goal that first day is to get all of our students picked up and delivered home successfully. So again, please make sure if there's been any changes to make sure that is communicated at your child's school.
And also the online information update. Mr. Lewis asked me to share that information. The online information update, that prevents a lot of paperwork coming home on the first day of school. So you can go online, you can go to our website, go to the parent portal. If you don't have a parent portal username and password, please reach out to your school. They will get you that information. And then once you get that information, go into your parent portal, and there's an instructional video on our website, again, that tells you how to do that. Go under news and announcements. You'll see the link to the parent portal. You'll also see a link to that instructional video, and it will tell you how to get through that. And trust me, you will. I did it yesterday. My wife and I have 3 children. It took me about 7 minutes. I timed it to do that for 3 children. So if you have one, obviously less than that, it's going to take a less amount of time than that. So very, very easy process, and very, very user friendly. So Mrs. Sutton, Cumberland Health, they are big partners with us, and they help to keep our kids healthy. So talk about that, and I also want to ask you about the Back to School Fest were big hits last week.
Sure. With Cumberland Family Medical, we're continuing to contract them. We have a school nurse hired and placed in each of our buildings, thanks to Cumberland Family Medical, as well as 3 nurse practitioners. We work very closely with Baptist Hardin Health to keep our kids well. We have many medical homes for our children here, but we know that sometimes in a building, a student may have a fever, may end up with strep throat. Parents are at work that day. They can't necessarily secure transportation to get them to that medical home, their family physician. And so our partners at Cumberland Family Medical are right there to see those children for those acute illnesses. They might have a scrape or abrasion and need a Band-Aid and some medical attention and medical care. And so they are right there. So we have a school nurse in each of our buildings, as well as 3 nurse practitioners. We're super excited to add telehealth in all of our locations so that if we have more students needing care and the travel between can't happen for a nurse practitioner, we can have telehealth as well. Some of our students have regular special health needs, that they need daily medications. They have daily health services that are required. A shout out to our bus drivers. They're coming in next week and being trained by our Cumberland school nurses for emergency medications that may or may not need to be administered on the school bus, because we have to understand that on the school bus we don't have medical staff, and so they're getting trained in those emergency medications. So we're super excited again about our partnership, the vaccinations that they can give, the sports physicals, the school physicals, anything that you might need that can be given at some of our local clinics, like Kroger Clinic. You could go there, or at our acute cares and so forth, can be done right in your schools as well. We're just trying to make things accessible to our families.
We're also hiring some counselors and you may have mentioned that already, but we're hiring some counselors to go along with some mental health counselors.
Yeah.
This year as
In
well.
recognition of the need of our mental health, social emotional difficulties that are going on with our staff and our children, Cumberland Health has stepped up again, and they are hiring a team of mental health professionals. Please always make sure that you stay in touch with your child's school counselor, your child's teacher, family resource youth service center coordinators, any of those individuals. If your child is experiencing something that sometimes you think might be minor, it's just passing for a few weeks, maybe there's been a death of a pet, something's happening with a family member and so forth, please share that with the classroom teacher and so forth in confidence, or a school counselor or the family resource coordinator. And your child might need an acute session, so like 1 or 2, but they might also need to have some regular therapy started, just so we can stay mentally strong, so that all of our educational needs can be met as well.
Just another side effect of the pandemic.
Side effect of pandemic and side effect of just life.
That's
Life
right.
happens,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so forth. And each of us, those encouraging, having those individuals that we can talk to and get our feelings and our emotions out for, that's what we're here for. We're here for the total child.
Absolutely. All right, we just have a few minutes left. Ms. Morgan, do you have anything to say that we haven't already said? Like I said, a good number of the questions that we had were about masks. We got those, and if we did not answer your question today, or if you haven't heard what you wanted to hear, please reach out to us either at central office or reach out to your school. I know some questions are about your particular child. We really don't want to bring that up for everyone to hear, but just reach out to your school and talk to your school administrator about that particular situation. But Ms. Morgan.
The real thing that we need to make sure of is the communication, that you let us know what is happening, and such as updating the address, any of that information is really necessary. Also, our schools are having back to school celebrations. While we will not be having a full-blown, all the students in at the same time, we are inviting families back into the school, and we are very excited to be able to do that. And again, it will be in smaller groups, which will actually make the hallways a little nicer for you to go through. But please just show appreciation for all those who have been working incredibly hard over the summer. We've been feeding hundreds of students over the summer. We've been providing educational services for those students over the summer. I think the main thing is I'm going to ask for everyone's patience as we continue to go through what we thought would be a perfectly normal school year. We've had a few bumps in the road. So please, before criticizing, just try to ask questions first, and we will do our very best. I know that we have a lot of differing thoughts and opinions about what should or should not occur right now, but I just ask that you be respectful, ask questions, show appreciation. It is never, you can never show too much appreciation, so take the opportunity to do that. And with that, I want to thank our parents for your patience and flexibility and understanding as we begin another school year. Be patient with your bus drivers. We tell you be out there 10 minutes early that first couple of days. We will be releasing 1 hour early at all of our elementary schools with the exception of Lakewood, and that is because they go the same time as the middle school because of transportation. But all of our elementary schools will be releasing 1 hour early. So I want to make sure parents know that and expect your kids home early. If it's a kindergarten student, be ready to greet them, give them a hug after that first day of school. The other thing is, because of where we are in the pandemic, we are not going to have visitors inside the school. So kindergarten parents especially, please make sure to get all those hugs and best wishes. Come to the school beforehand. Take those cute little pictures in front of the school, because on the first day, we're going to get the students out. It was such a huge success last year. A few parents said, would you take a picture? I need to know they're not crying once they get into the school. And I hate to tell you, I think out of about 400 kindergarten students at North Park, we had 2 that cried and 1 quit as soon as they saw the car right away. I think they needed to do it to make mom feel special. So again, we're just trying to be safe. So again, we thank you for your hard work and dedication of sending your kids to us ready and excited about learning.
It's going to be a great year. We're excited about the 21-22 school year, and it's going to be as normal as we can make it. It's going to be as normal, parents, as you can make it. So we appreciate your cooperation in making this a fun and just instructionally sound school year. So anything else that I've forgotten to ask any of you guys that we need to touch on. So thank you for your patience. We look forward to seeing you. If you have questions that we didn't answer, again, please reach out to your school or us at central office. Our number is 270-769-8800 is our number at central office. And you can find a lot of information on our website. That's hardin.kyschools.us. Repeat, hardin.kyschools.us. Thank you all.
I have just one more thing. We have a new messaging system, and it's called Send It. If the message is over 140 characters, you will receive a link in your text message. And if you just click that link, it will give you the full script of what is being said. So we are sending text messages as well as emails, as well as the one call or the Send It that you receive. I've had a few people to go, what do I do with that link? And you just click on that link, and that will open up the full message if it's over 140 characters long. Just real quick.
All right. Thank you all. Have a great day. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great school year.